Oh. Okay. Okay, I can't do it when you're here. So
Yeah.
hi, I'm Marsallai Quick. I'm doing this branding for your business on behalf of the Okanagan uh, Economic Alliance. I've been a graphic artist for over 30 years, and I'm excited to help you learn about branding and to help you with some, make your business flow a little bit better. So here we go. Okay, we're starting off how to choose your business name. And I said on there, number one, carefully. There's some, some helpful hints. Initials, a lot of people want to use their initials. It's not very, it doesn't give a very, it's pretty generic. You want to, when you name a business, you want somebody to be able to look at your name of your business and have an idea of what your business is about, and hopefully to evoke a feeling, whatever that feeling may be about how you want people to perceive your business. You want to be able to pronounce it, it's got to be easy to pronounce, easy to read. You don't want to mess with spelling too much. You want people to be able to say it correctly. You don't want it to be too close to another business name, especially one that is local, like that people could get them mixed up. Like, don't stick an S on the end of a business. If you have Joe's Trucks and there's another Joe Truck, don't do that. And then you want it to be easy so somebody can Google it. They can go, oh, this is, Joe's Trucks, and they've got it. Don't make it too hard to remember. The other thing is, don't limit yourself with the name as far as if you want to expand your business. So I'll just use Joe's Trucks again as an example. If my name is Joe's Trucks, then I'm kind of locked into selling only trucks, right? So then you would have to add things like if I wanted to sell campers, I would have them. People wouldn't necessarily know I sell campers. Does that make sense? So try to make it more generic, Joe's Automotive or something to that effect. Also, the really easy way to do it is to get on the internet and to Google that name that you like, that you think might work, and see what comes up. See if there's a jillion of them, Joe's Trucks or Joe's Automotive, then try something else. And I don't, personally, I mean, you can use your name in your business, that's fine, but and sometimes in smaller towns it works good. People go, oh, that's him, I know that guy or that woman, but not very creative, I guess. Then once you find a name that you like and you're not seeing it when you're Googling it, then you would go and you would buy a domain. All you have to do is Google in domain, how to buy a domain, and there's a lot of places that you can get them through. A lot of places that you can get a website, and part of your package is the domain, which should only cost maybe $10 a year. And what that does is it gives you, if you type in, okay, for instance, my business is Apple Lilac, and my tag name, which is a tag, is just a little extra part that I stick on the bottom of the name, and it's kind of a descriptive. It's descriptive. It's called a tagline, and that will help. So say there's other Apple Lilacs out there, businesses, but there's not Apple Lilac Art and Design. It will help you get that name. So if you're going to, and you're trying to get a domain, maybe it'll say you can get applelilac.org, but applelilac.com is taken. Or they'll say you can put in apple-lilac.com. So they'll give you different combinations and just decide which one works for you. So you might have to tweak it, but make sure that you don't tweak it so much that people have a really hard time typing in your address. You know, you don't want it too complicated. Okay. Okay, fun part, logos. Okay, so first you've got your business name. Logos. A logo is something that it's a picture, and people will notice you from it. So I've got all these very well-known logos up here on the screen, and every single one of them has a story, and every single one of them, there's a reason for it. Okay, so let's start with Coca-Cola. Everybody knows, even if the name wasn't on there, Coca-Cola, everybody knows the color red and that swoosh line, which Coca-Cola is a super old company, right? And they decided to do that swoosh because it was America. They chose red and white very deliberately, and that swoosh is like on the flag. It's looks like represents the flag. It's America. When they do their commercials, Coca-Cola is America, and it works. And we all remember it, even without the wordage, Coca-Cola. Then the next one down is Instagram. Instagram, the man that owned Instagram, that started it, like old-fashioned, like Polaroid cameras. Polaroid cameras, you know, you push the button, you get an instant picture. And that's kind of a representation of Instagram, right? It's instant. And he did the variation in the color because it's fun. So there was a definite reason for that. And you just see the logo, you don't even need the name. That's how much they use it. The next one over, Starbucks. Starbucks started off with, okay, so it's a siren is the picture. It's not a mermaid. And they started off with a very old sketch of a siren. And it was kind of old school. They kept the symbol of a siren because it represented, you know, Seattle, in the water, and they stylized it. And now they have the symbol that we have now, and they chose green because Seattle, it's green with all the water. And the waves, it's wavy, her hair's wavy, water, it's very deliberate. So the one down, Target, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's a target, like, you know, an arrow with a target. They used red. Red is an awesome color to use, but yellow actually is the color that people see instantly. They see yellow. That's why construction stuff, you know, you've got yellow cones, and but orange is good too, but yellow is number one. And it's very simple. That's what's great about that logo. It's so simple. It's just a target, and everybody knows when they see that symbol, that's what it means. The one down below it, everybody knows it's Apple. And the reason they chose an apple is because the owner liked apples. As simple as that. That the apple has changed and morphed throughout the years, but it's actually gotten more and more simple. But they never changed the picture of the apple with the bite out of it. They changed the colors, but that's it, which is super smart. You don't want to mess with the picture too much. Shell, oil, fossils, fuel. That's how they came up with that. Again, yellow and red stand out. The next one, you know, McDonald's is supposed to be French fries, maybe making the arch. And every single one of these, the owners of the businesses are the ones that had wanted a certain feeling, and they're the ones that chose these logos. The swish, the Nike swish. People didn't want him to just do this swish, but he liked it, and it works for him. Everybody knows the swish. The one up above that is MasterCard, real old one, simple, two circles making one. Again, yellow and red or orangish color. And the one above that is a trick logo. That's my logo. So I chose Apple Lilac is the name of my business because my grandma used to sing me a song about tying apples on a lilac tree, and it means a lot to me. I wanted my symbol, my logo, to not be a lilac and not be an apple. So I compromised, but I chose the colors of lilacs and red for apple and green for apple. So, excuse me, I was very deliberate in the color choices that I made. So logos are so important that you use your logo just as much, or if not more, than the name of your business. And because people will associate, and so they'll see that logo and they'll know. So don't disregard a logo and just say, I use it sometimes. Use it as much as possible on everything. Business cards, t-shirts, hats, all your tags for your products, everything should have a logo. If you don't have room for your name, that's okay. Make sure your logo's on there. Okay, so just a little bit about formatting. A lot of people buy logos that are already made up. That's fine. It's not personal. You can do a lot better if you get it done for you. And I am happy to do that for you. That's why I'm here at the Economic Alliance. You don't have to pay for it. You just come in, or you call, you make an appointment, and I'm here to help you do a logo. But if you did buy it, there's these different formats. So PNG is the one that I like to use because you can have the invisible background. It's easy to work with. The JPEG, like it says on the screen, it's great. It works good. You can do it just as well, but it doesn't have the invisible background. What I mean by the invisible background is that I can get a logo and I can put it on anything, and it won't have like white around it or black. It will blend into whatever background I have. And a vector is good for getting bigger or smaller. It doesn't lose its quality. JPEGs, the reason it's called JPEG is because it's done in like little pixels. And so when you try to blow it up and it loses its resolution, that's why, because it's done in pixels. Whereas the vector isn't like that. PNGs, I think, they do lines is how it works. There's just a jillion little lines. But as long as you do kind of know what you're getting if you buy something, a logo or something, clip art, try to get it in the PNG or vector if you're going to blow it up and make it in a big banner. Okay. What goes into making your brand? Okay, so we talked about the company name. And then we talked about the logo. And then you add to that. A brand is the whole picture. A brand are the colors that you choose, the attitude, the design, your image of your business, customer service, marketing, everything. But the most important thing about branding is it does not change. It stays the same throughout everything. So if you have a Facebook page, it's going to look just like your store, your physical store, your brick and mortar store. Or if you have Instagram, you're going to use the same colors, the same feeling, the same thing. So for instance, I sold organic skincare products. So on Etsy, I did that for a long time. And first I started off with just 3 things, 3 products, and they were just natural. They weren't anything really all that special. All of a sudden, I'm getting other stores popping up with a skincare product. So I thought, okay, I gotta, why would they come to my store when there's 10 other stores just like it? So I decided, okay, I'm gonna do vegan. So when I went vegan, I changed all my labels, were all craft, brown labeling. Everything was recyclable. All my bags were craft bags, were recyclable. Um, my labels were recyclable. I used certain types of containers, because if you're going to do it, you got to go hard. Like you got to do it right. And so on every product, since it was vegan, I would explain the ingredients and that each one was vegan. I learned a lot because sometimes there would be somebody that would get a hold of me and say, no, that is not vegan because it has to do with, beeswax comes from a bee. That's not vegan. Anyway, so I did that and it worked great. And then all of a sudden, these other stores start popping up and they're vegan. Okay, again, why would they come to me? So I narrowed it down more and I said, okay, they're vegan and organic. That meant everything was organic. That meant if I had a preservative, it was going to be eco-friendly. What is it like it would have to be able to be used in as an organic preservative. I think it was radish root is what made it organic. Every single ingredient, and then every product I would tell them every single ingredient and that why it was organic, if it was wild crafted or whatnot. And I had to learn about it. So I'm not vegan, but I had to learn about it. And then, so I had my niche. I had used browns and natural colors, burlap. There was no hot paint going on in my shop. It was all natural. And I went through everything I did, my business cards, brown, natural, recyclable. You're getting the picture. Facebook, same thing. Everything went together and I did not change that. Where does it start? So if you have a brick and mortar store, it says right here, the answer is it starts across the street. So when I'm looking at a business, I go across the street and then I take a look at it and I'm looking at the sidewalk. I'm looking at the windows. I'm looking at the businesses around it. I know you can't control the businesses around you, but you might be able to help influence them. Have you swept your sidewalk? Have you washed the windows? Is your front door painted? Do you have a welcome sign? Do you have an open sign? Does it look cluttered? Does it look clean? People will decide before they go into your store if they want to go in. You got to make it so that they want to go in. Is it clean? Is it organized? Does your shop match your brand? So when you first walk in, when you walk into a store, most people go to the right. So when you're setting up your displays, think about that. Walk through like you're a customer. If I'm selling natural skincare, organic, vegan skincare, I am going to have wood and I'm going to have, like I said, burlap canvas, and my walls are not going to be pink. My walls are going to be maybe cream, something soothing, something natural, maybe sage green, clean. Is it clean? Have you vacuumed? Does it smell good? Okay, so I just went to the barter fair and I had was selling my henna shampoo bars, and they have a natural fragrance. I was outside and people could smell it, and it brought people in. It had a nice, good, natural smell, a clean smell. People like that, not too strong. You don't need to perfume people, but you should have a pleasant smell in your shop. People associate things with smell. What do they hear? Do you have some nice soothing music going on? Now, if you're selling like, 80s hard rock t-shirts, then play 80s music. You know what I mean? Like get some Scorpions going on. It just depends on what you're selling, but not too loud, because people got to be able to talk to you. And what does it look like? Are things picked up? Things look good. Labels. What are your labels should reflect what you're selling. For instance, like if I'm selling my organic skincare, I use, like I said, brown craft labels. If I'm selling something that is maybe more modern, like a modern art or something, maybe I'll use, something white, white labels, or stick-on labels, or there's like a jillion types of labels. But think about every little thing you do matters. And if your labels are on your product, they're going to notice. Maybe they don't consciously think about it, but it matters. The color of the ink, the font of your labels. How are you printing them out, or are you having them done? What is the font? That's a huge thing. The font has a personality. And does it all go? Does it all match? So your employees. Okay, so how do they act? Do they match your product? Again, if I'm selling organic stuff, I'm wearing a canvas, natural looking, not fancy, maybe, apron. If I'm selling, potato chips, maybe I'm wearing a yellow polo. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. You need to look like you belong in that store. All of the people that work there need to look the part. Like it says on the screen, if you have people that are helping you out, which is wonderful, are they going to look the part? Are they going to understand your products? Are they going to be able to answer questions? Nothing looks more tacky than if you ask a question and they go, I don't know. And maybe they go, so did you know? That doesn't give a person any confidence in the product. How are they greeting people? Are they friendly, or are they too pushy? They need to be friendly. You always should greet people that come in. Say, welcome. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, how do your employees look? How do they smell? How do they sound? Do they, are they being obnoxious, or are they being just friendly? And again, do they match your brand? So put them in a uniform, or tell them to wear a certain, a clean white t-shirt, something like that. So people ask, do I need a website? A website is really helpful because it's a jump off start. So everybody has their phones now, and when they want to look up something, they look it up on their phone. I want to find, potato chips and Okanagan. And you put it in, and boom, pops up, your business, and it has a website which looks professional. People can, like I said, people can Google it. You can have a map, which, people are driving through. They can find your business. You can show your products, your reviews, contact information. Pictures are awesome. Pictures of what your store looks like, so people can recognize it. It's great. You can get a website for relatively pretty inexpensive, 100, 150, 100, somewhere around there a year. And they've made platforms pretty user friendly. And if you need help, you just come on in here and I'll help you. Social media is huge, especially in small towns. Small towns live off Facebook. Facebook, you can put, you're going to have a sale. You do this on everything on your website too, but you can have a sale, direct people to your website. You can show pictures of products, talk about it. People will make comments, and show your brand, it should all match. It should look to your website, your Facebook page, everything matches your brick and mortar store or your, yeah. So same colors, same font, same logos, everything goes. If you look at any of big chain, okay, Old Navy, you go to Old Navy, their website is like their stores. It looks the same. It has the same type of models, has the same type of clothes, the same colors. Everything goes the same. Yeah. Oh, and I did talk about like policies, customer service, wordage and stuff. So you don't want to change your description of things from your website to Facebook. You want to keep it the same. These are delicious, crispy potato chips. You don't want to go on Facebook and say, now, we have different types of potatoes, like you don't want to change it up too much. You want it to be the same. You want it to sound great, but you want it to be the same. Don't say you have barbecue chips over here and over here you say, I don't have barbecue. You know what I'm trying to say. Again, social media branding. YouTube is awesome for videos like this, like we're doing, tutorials, little short ones. People don't have a long attention spans. That's why I'm talking fast. And you can put all kinds of things on YouTube. We all know how much we can learn on YouTube. So if anything that you are selling, you can do a YouTube video about. It can be just you describing your products, using your products, showing how other people use it. It's awesome that way. Facebook, we talked about this, marketing, reviews, getting a new product out there. Instagram, same thing. Instagram is really fun because you can make your pictures really pop. They have all the fun editing options and you can play around with it and have a lot of fun. So displays in your shop. You are constantly working to keep your displays organized, full. You don't want it to look like it's sparse. You want it to look like you want it to be as pretty darn full so that people know that they have a lot of options and you're doing well with your business. When you make it look too sparse, it looks like they're not doing so good, even though you think, well, I don't want it to look cluttered. It's a fine line, I get that, but having it more things out says to the customer that you are doing well. Go high is what I mean by that is when you're doing your displays, you want a lot of different heights. So you don't just put everything flat on the table. You want to put some crates. There's a jillion different options and move things around different heights. And it gives a different, like maybe you put a dresser with the drawers open, maybe you've got an armoire, the things open. Be creative with your displays. Like I said, I just got back from barter fair. I used old freezer baskets, and I put a lot of stuff in baskets, and then I had some wooden crates and I would stack things on there. And so just I didn't spend a lot either. You can go to a thrift store and buy things. Books, you can use books to have different heights of things. That's a really easy really fun way. And you can cover the books with brown paper if you don't want them to be hurt. You know, like when we were in school and we would make our own covers for our books, you could do that. Or you can just cover them completely. You can even use cardboard boxes and cover the cardboard boxes so that they look good. You make sure that they don't look cheesy, but you can cover them with canvas or cover them with something, and you can get some height. When somebody goes into your store, excuse me, they should be able to find the name of your store easy. So have your, probably maybe behind the counter or something, have it big so people know, have your logo big. When have your prices easy to find. Nothing drives people more crazy when they want to buy something, there's no price on it. They're like that, but because it's free. So make sure your prices are always, everything has a price tag and everything is easy to find. Now have a variety of prices. You don't want everything in your store the same, even though there's the dollar store, but you want to give everybody an option to buy something at a different price. And everybody loves a sale. So saying, you know, two for one, buy 3 of these and blah, blah, you know, 2 for $5, whatever. People love that. Bundling is a great way to help people buy things. Again, labeling, I talked about that. There's a new store in town and they it's for herbs. It's an herbal store. It's called Roots. It's really cool inside. And they just have handwritten labels because that's part of their brand. They are natural and they use craft labels or just very simple, and they write it on there. And they have herbs up on shelves and they just use masking tape and a black marker, and it works because it's carried through the whole store, and their whole store is natural, minimal, and it works really, really well for them. You don't, like I said, you don't have to spend a lot on marketing, but you do have to spend money. There's some things you really need to have. You really need to have business cards, and your business cards should reflect, again, just like the rest of your store, everything needs to match. The fonts need to all go the same, be the same. T-shirts, that's a really easy thing if you're having for your employees, is to have matching t-shirts with your logo on it, the name of your store, or aprons. Everybody has them. Banners are pretty inexpensive, and you put a banner up with the name of your store. Stickers, pens, magnets. There's like, you know, the magnetized business cards. There's a lot of things. Brochures. If you have a product that you would like to describe what it can do, or for you, or, you know, or it has a history or a story, make some flyers for it, or a brochure for it, and put it next to the product so people can read about it. People love that when there's a story behind it. And that's another thing when you have a website, to have one of your links, one of your sections should be the story of how you started your business, what your business means to you. People like that. It makes it more personable, and people like that kind of thing, because that goes right into marketing yourself. When you own a business, you're the business. So how you act in public, especially in a small town, it's going to reflect it on your business. Same with your employees. So it's super important for your employees to realize that whatever they're doing, they're representing your business. I don't mean that they can't do anything that they want to do, but, you know, just be aware. That's the image. That's called like your business image or your reputation. And it would be interesting if you ask people, what's the reputation of my business? And you'll get some insight into that. That's different than your brand. Okay. Your brand is how you want people to see you. Your reputation is what happens because, that's how people see you, or maybe stuff that you've done, not necessarily bad either. Yeah. Customer service, business image. So again, when you have family that's coming to help you, or friends, it's really important to maybe, sit them down before and talk about that they're representing the business, everything that they do, how they look, how they speak. Are they being professional? And also, another great thing to remember is when you're making a decision, have some buy-in from your employees, because the more that they're a part of decision making, the more they're going to own it. And so say you're going to introduce a new product, ask them about it. How do they feel about it? More minds are better. Maybe they'll have some really great ideas, and ask them, how do you feel? How do you think we should market this? What are your ideas? And then also they'll learn about the product. And I think that after work or before work meetings are a great way, to talk, to connect, to make sure you're all on the same page, and to start your work day or your work week on the right foot. There's these 3 A's in customer service. Acknowledge. So you're acknowledging if somebody comes up and they have a problem with something. Do not argue with your customer. What is the old adage? Customer's always right. They aren't necessarily always right, but you don't need to argue with them, because it's not going to do you any good. It's only going to hurt your reputation. So you acknowledge, oh, I see that this is bothering you, and this is a problem, and I'm sorry for that. Align with the customer, so you agree with them, and you go, well, if I bought that, I wouldn't like that either. So you're putting yourself in the same, and that will just de-escalate things. And then assure them that the third one is assure them that you're going to be able to fix the problem, or maybe they're going to get credit for that, or give it to them for free, or whatever works for you, but solve the problem right there so they can see it. And if you can't solve the problem completely, say, listen, I'm going to write down your name. I'm going to write down the issue, and I'm going to, make sure that the owner sees this. What's your phone number? And we can handle it. We can fix this. So if you just remember those 3 A's and talk about it with your employees, and that should get you through most all customer issues. So brand your business, got your business name, talked about that. Your logo, customer service. So marketing, market yourself. When you're out and about, market yourself. Wear your t-shirt. Make sure your employees have their t-shirt. Everybody that has a t-shirt with your business name in your logo, that's advertising. Okay, the more the better. Your attitude. Are you grumpy, or are you you're happy? Unfortunately, when you own your own business, you're kind of working 24/7. So, and then your image. We talked about that. Cleanliness is huge. Nothing will turn off customers more than going into a shop and it's cluttered, or it's messy, or it's just dirty. Your windows aren't clean. And the same thing goes for Facebook. And I don't mean it's not physically clean, but maybe it's scattery. It does not making sense. Maybe your pictures aren't done well. Your wordage. Think about how you want people to see you, have a really good picture. Think about how you're wording things, because people can get confused. Make sure you always have the name of your business on there and somewhere on the picture, or you're right when you write down, and your logo. Just push it. You can't push that enough. Being consistent is the biggest thing. You're not going to go to the Coca-Cola website. I don't know if they have a website, I'm sure, but it's not going to be purple and orange when you go to Facebook, Coca-Cola Facebook. It's going to be exactly the same everywhere you go. On every carton of 12-pack of Coke, same thing, same colors, same font, same everything, until people don't even need to see the name. And that's what you're going to want. You want people to see, oh, this is Starbucks, because, it says Starbucks. I hope that this helped you. And again, I'm at the Economic Alliance in Okanagan. And please feel free to call and make an appointment. And I'm happy to help you with your logo, with your business name, any kind of branding issues. I'm happy to go to your business and walk through with you and help you any way I can. I also do murals, so I can paint on your walls and stuff like that. I hope this helped, and thank you, and go brand your business. Okay. I'm done, but I don't know if I hit the right buttons to stop it.
Stop
Do you know?
recording?
I hit stop recording.
Okay, that's it.
That's it? That's all I have to do? I hit escape and then I hit stop.
It's very annoying.
And that's it?
I
Okay.
prepared so much today for that training. Nobody shows up. Like, are you kidding me? How the
Oh,
perspective?
no. What were you gonna teach them?
How they get access to capital? How do I brought a banker from Moses Lake
Oh, no, you're kidding.
and specifically for Latinos? How do you ask for a loan? What do you need to have?
That's amazing.
No, he's like, that is like
And nobody showed up?
3 people plus me and somebody else that has to be there.
I'm so sorry.
Well, it's like all these resources that we never